A grand message from heaven has been sent directly to you. Today, something very special is about to happen. God asked me to share with you that, in the next 7 minutes, an astonishing and incomprehensible experience will appear in your life. In less than 5 minutes, the first signs will begin to reveal themselves. So give your full attention and don't skip a single second of this video, as it's God who wishes to speak to you right now. He asks you to stay until the end. I urge you, don't overlook what He has prepared for your life. To avoid any regrets later, be aware that this is something extraordinary and uniquely for you. God wants to grant you the blessing that you so deeply need at this moment. For this reason, listen to the end with great attention. It's extremely important. It will happen today, in less than an hour. When divine grace reaches you, I suggest you keep this moment in silence until everything is complete. For, as we know, it is in silence that we truly come to perceive and feel God's work in our lives. Whenever you hear a word, receive it wholeheartedly. Or if a message deeply touches your heart, comment "I receive" below, so that this grace can begin to work in your life immediately. Do you remember the story of Jesus? Not just the one you may have learned in childhood or heard in church, but the true story, the one that reaches the depths of the heart. This is a story that transforms lives, and it can transform yours at this very moment if you are willing to open your heart and listen. The world we live in is far from easy. There are bills to pay, health challenges, work complications, and relationships that don't always go well. Amid all of this, the essence of faith can sometimes be forgotten. But I want to share a secret with you. Jesus never forgets you. Embrace this truth. Have you ever stopped to think about everything He endured for us? Just imagine that. He left behind all His glory, the comfort, and the peace of heaven to come to this world filled with pain and struggles, all to reach your heart. This was out of pure love. He took on human form, facing hunger, thirst, exhaustion, and sorrow. He didn't have to go through any of this, but He chose to sacrifice Himself, fully aware of everything He would face. He knew He would be betrayed, rejected, humiliated, and beaten, and yet He accepted every moment of pain. The most incredible part? He would do it all again, even if it was just for you. Yes, it's true. He didn't hesitate. In the Garden of Gethsemane, sweating drops of blood from anguish, His thoughts were clear and determined. If this is what's needed to save humanity from sin, then He accepted it. And this is the point where we need to reflect deeply. Because Jesus is not just a distant figure from the past or a character in a book. He is someone who walks beside us today, right at this moment. Imagine what it would be like to walk alongside Jesus on the streets of Jerusalem. It may seem out of reach, but the truth is, He is already by your side now. What often happens is that we are so absorbed in daily worries that we fail to notice His presence. Accept this divine presence in your life. And let me share a story with you. There was a man who felt completely defeated. He had lost his job, his wife left him, he was about to lose his house, and hope seemed to have faded away. Until one day, when he opened the Bible after many years, he came across the passage where Jesus heals blind Bartimaeus. At that moment, he felt something unexplainable, as if a flame had been lit within him. It was as if Jesus was speaking directly to his heart, saying, "I can restore your life. Just let me in." And do you know what happened from that moment? Things began to change gradually. Not in a magical way, but through the transformation that Jesus brings from the inside out. And perhaps you're thinking, "But I'm not worthy of this." Maybe you've made many mistakes. And here is where the secret of divine grace lies. Jesus did not come for the perfect. He came for the broken, for those who fail, for those who are weary. He knows you more deeply than you know yourself. He knows your mistakes and the secrets you hold. And still, He loves you with an unconditional love. This reminds me of another wonderful story. Remember the Samaritan woman at the well? Jesus knew everything about her. He knew every mistake, every failed relationship, every complicated aspect of her life. And yet, He welcomed her with tenderness and offered her living water. Perhaps today you feel like that woman, stuck in a life without purpose, drinking from sources that only leave you thirstier. But Jesus is offering you something different, something that truly satisfies, a full life in Him. My dear brother, my dear sister, today is a special day for you. It's no coincidence that you're here, listening to these words at this very moment. Something great is about to happen in your life, something that can transform everything. It may be hard to believe, especially when challenges and obstacles seem to surround us, but I want you to know, you are not alone. Take a moment, breathe deeply, and allow your heart to be open, because we are about to dive into a subject that can change your spiritual life. I want to share something profound with you, something very personal. You know those moments when it feels like everything around us is falling apart, when the ground disappears, and there seems to be no way out? I have been there, my brother, my sister. I have gone through dark moments, feeling lost and without hope. Maybe you've experienced something similar, or maybe you're going through it right now. But listen, it was prayer that kept me standing. It was in sincere, genuine conversations with God that I found strength. When I didn't know where else to go, it was there that I found myself, and I remember it well. It was one of those long, lonely nights. I was on my knees alone, with tears streaming down my face, and the words that came out were nothing but an honest outpouring. There wasn't a rehearsed or beautiful prayer, like the ones we usually hear in church. It was just me and God, in a deep and raw dialogue. I wasn't asking for anything specific, because at that moment, I didn't even know what to ask for. I simply let the words flow, sharing everything that was in my heart. And in the midst of that outpouring, an indescribable peace began to fill me. It wasn't just any peace, it was something beyond words, as if an invisible hand held me and whispered, "I am with you." This is what I want to talk to you about today. So often, we believe we need to control everything, solve every problem ourselves, take charge of every situation. But God wants you to know, let go, yes, release it to Him. It's not your role to carry the weight of everything on your shoulders. Free yourself from what you can no longer bear alone. It might be uncertainty about the future, financial struggles, a challenging relationship, or even a battle with illness. Let go. Trust. This is not a burden for you to carry alone. Allow God to take that weight and walk alongside you. I want to share something that changed the way I see life: gratitude. How often do we focus so much on what we lack that we forget to value what we already have? Gratitude is a powerful key. It changes our view of the world and our own hearts. When we give thanks, we create space for God to work even more deeply in our lives. And I'm not just talking about big achievements. I'm talking about the simple things: the air we breathe, the food on our tables, the shelter at night. Give thanks for your health, for the opportunity to be alive. Because when we look at the world through the lens of gratitude, our perspective shifts entirely. Even in difficult times, you will find reasons to praise God. And do you know what's wonderful? Gratitude attracts divine favor. When we recognize our blessings, even in the midst of challenges, we open up space for God to surprise us. So start now. Thank God for everything you already have and for everything that is yet to come. Leave a comment below expressing your gratitude. God is speaking to your heart. My son, my daughter, I am telling you directly. The season of scarcity in your life is coming to an end. Now begins a new phase, filled with good news. He has come to break 3 chains that have held you captive for so long. Pay attention, for the 3rd chain will be the most impactful. Don't miss this moment, for your life can begin to change right now. The first chain is fear. My son, my daughter, fear has made its home in your life in many ways. It makes you doubt yourself, it paralyzes you, and it prevents you from making important decisions. It sneaks in, especially at night, when you are alone with your thoughts, whispering that the worst is always going to happen. I know how frightening it can be, a shadow that seems to grow with each step you try to take. Fear is like an invisible chain, but with a weight that feels very real and constant. He behaves like a sneaky thief, taking away your peace, your joy, and your confidence in me. He wears the mask of worry, insecurity, and even caution, trying to pass himself off as something natural. But know this, fear does not come from me. What I have in store for you is courage, strength, and a peace that surpasses all understanding. Sometimes, fear seems like a companion, as it tries to convince you that it is there to protect you. It prevents you from taking risks, but in reality, it binds you and does not allow you to live fully. It whispers in your ear not to try, not to expose yourself. What if something goes wrong? What if you fail? What if you are not accepted? However, I am here to assure you that no matter the challenge, I will always be by your side. I am the one who holds your hand and leads you, even through the storms. Let me guide your steps. Fear makes you see giants where there are only mountains. It limits your vision and prevents you from seeing what lies beyond, focusing solely on the obstacles. But I tell you, look at me. When your eyes are on me, fear loses its power because you begin to see situations through my eyes. Instead of limitations, you start to see possibilities. Instead of despair, you find hope. Fear may even seem like a giant, but just as David faced Goliath, you too have the ability to overcome fear with the faith I have placed in your heart. I know fear is real, that it hurts, and that it makes you feel vulnerable. But remember one thing, I am greater than fear. I am greater than any situation, diagnosis, or challenge. I am the God who makes paths arise where there is only desert, who transforms the impossible into reality. Nothing fear does can separate you from my love. Fear wants to make you believe that you are alone. He whispers that no one will understand you, that no one can really reach out. But I am here right now to tell you, I am with you. There is no situation, challenge, or pain that I cannot face alongside you. When fear appears, come to me, do not run away. I am your safe place, your fortress, your refuge in times of distress. Perhaps you are afraid of failing, afraid of being rejected, afraid of not being enough. But listen closely, I have already accepted you just as you are. Even before you existed, I loved you. And my love for you does not depend on your victories, your achievements, or what others think of you. I love you for who you are, not for what you do. My love is unconditional, steadfast, eternal. It does not waver, it does not fade, it does not change. So why fear? Receive my love without reservations. My child, the fear may seem powerful, but it will never be stronger than me. It may insist, but I am the one who persists. I am the one who never gives up on you, the one who surrounds you with love, the one who knows your name. I am the one who tells you to rise and walk. I am the one who says, do not fear, for I am your God. Fear also wants to steal your hope, making you believe that the future is bleak. But let me tell you something, I have already been in your future, and it is filled with light, promises, victories, and joy. I have written every page of your story, a story of redemption, overcoming, and love. Fear may try to make you think otherwise. But my word is truth, and it never returns empty. So today, I invite you to take a step of courage. It may be a small step, but it is a step toward freedom. Rise up and declare, fear will no longer control my life. Look ahead, for I am waiting for you there. It does not matter what happened before. It does not matter what obstacles you have faced. What matters is that I am here, breaking the chains of fear in your life. Receive this liberation, trust in me, and feel the peace that only I can give you. I am the God who frees you, who renews your spirit, and transforms your life. Receive this transformation. My child, I now want to speak to you openly about a second chain, guilt. This is a heavy burden you have been carrying for a long time. I see you when you lay your head on the pillow, trying to sleep, but memories of the past return like shadows that do not let you be at peace. I know that sometimes you wonder if you really deserve my forgiveness. Sometimes it feels like you are trapped in a dark place, alone with your mistakes, regrets, and poor decisions. Let me remind you of something crucial. When repentance is genuine, I no longer see your sin, I see you as a renewed person. The sacrifice of Jesus was not merely symbolic, it was the highest expression of love that has ever existed in human history. My son went to the ultimate lengths for you because I knew you would need a new opportunity, a fresh start. You may have heard this before, but perhaps you haven't yet allowed this truth to reach your heart. Guilt acts as an obstacle between you and my love, but its effectiveness depends on whether you believe in it. I want you to understand this clearly. Guilt tries to convince you that you are the sum of your mistakes, but I affirm that you are defined by what I have done for you. Even if you have stumbled or failed, I was already there before your fall. I had already prepared a path, a way back into my arms. It doesn't matter how many times you have felt unworthy, I will always be here with open arms. My love does not depend on what you do. It is grounded in the essence of my being. Guilt wants to convince you that there is no solution, that your story will be eternally stained. But I tell you with absolute certainty, there is no sin that my blood cannot purify. There is no mistake that my grace cannot cover. Imagine guilt as a rope that binds you to your past. And I, with my own hands, am undoing that knot right now. I am saying, rise up, do not look back. Every time you choose to carry that guilt, it's as if you are doubting the power of my forgiveness. I want you to believe that when I say you are forgiven, it is because you truly are. I do not revisit your past in search of faults. I look to your future, filled with possibilities in me. I see you as someone redeemed, not as a prisoner of what has passed. What others say does not matter. What truly counts is what I say. And I say that you are my beloved child, my dear daughter. I want you to understand something profound. When I forgive you, I truly forget. I do not hold grudges, and I do not dwell on your mistakes. To me, it is as if none of that ever happened. Guilt is a poison that the enemy uses to weaken you, making you believe that you do not deserve my blessings. But I want you to be free from this, so that you can live in the freedom I have already won for you. Embrace that freedom. Today, I invite you to lay your guilt at my feet. Let go of that burden because you no longer need to carry it. I want to welcome you again and show you how much you mean to me. Forgiveness is already assured. Redemption has been sealed. You are not alone on this journey. I am here, walking beside you, ready to remind you every day that your past does not determine what I have planned for your future. Trust me, believe in my love, and live the life I offer you without locks, without chains, just freedom and peace. Now we come to the third lock, one of the most painful and challenging to unlock: the lack of forgiveness. Child, listen carefully to what I have to say. The lack of forgiveness builds a wall around your heart, preventing my light from shining in your life. I understand that there have been people who have hurt you in ways that no one else knows. I know there are deep scars that you carry, marks that time seems unable to erase. I comprehend the weight of this burden and every tear you have shed in silence. Today, I want you to see something important. When you choose not to forgive, you are binding yourself to the past, as if you are chaining yourself to those painful experiences. I know that forgiving is a challenge. Sometimes it seems unfair to overlook the offenses you have suffered, as if you are giving up something that deserved reparation. But it is essential to understand that forgiveness does not mean approving of others' mistakes. In fact, it is an act of liberation for yourself. Forgiving is about your own freedom, about what I desire for your life. When you decide to forgive, even without feeling ready, something powerful begins within you. Forgiveness is a choice, not an emotion. You do not need to wait for an impulse to forgive. You can simply choose to place this situation in my hands. And I promise that when you take that step of faith, I will begin to work in your heart. Over time, the pain will be replaced by peace. Remember, forgiving does not mean forgetting what happened, but rather remembering without reliving the pain. It is allowing me to cleanse your heart of all hurt and resentment. Forgiveness is like opening a window in your spirit, letting the light in and allowing the wind of my grace to blow away all the weight. Bitterness becomes a poison that corrodes your soul, while forgiveness acts as an antidote. When you forgive, you are not only freeing the other person, you are, above all, freeing yourself. You create space for me to perform new works in your life. Child, do not wait for the other person to apologize to start forgiving. In many cases, the apology may never come, but this should not be an obstacle to your freedom. Forgiveness is a personal decision and a step of obedience to me. This choice is fundamental to the transformation I wish to bring about in you. This is a sign that you believe true justice is in my hands, not yours. Accept this reality. Think of the lack of forgiveness as a weight you carry in a backpack, day after day, with every step you take. This weight exhausts you, makes you walk slower, and even prevents you from seeing the beauty of the path I have prepared for you. I do not want you to continue carrying this burden. I want you to leave this backpack at my feet. I am here to embrace all your pain, resentment, and disappointment. Child, forgiving is an act of faith. It is trusting that I am capable of healing what is broken, restoring what has been damaged, and offering you a new chance. When you forgive, you open the doors for my grace to work in every area of your life. You create space for the new, for the better things I have prepared for you. You cannot imagine the blessings that are waiting for you on the other side of forgiveness. And if you are wondering, what about what they did to me? And what about justice? I tell you, I am the God of justice. I see everything and know every intention. No tear of yours has gone unnoticed by me. Trust that justice will come from me, at the right time and in the right way. However, before that, it is essential that you release forgiveness. You may be wondering how to forgive someone who seems undeserving. Remember, son or daughter, that you too have received my forgiveness, even in moments when it seemed unmerited. Forgiveness is an act of grace, not something earned by merit. It's not about deserving, but about the choice to set yourself free. Every time you hold on to pain, you allow it to continue affecting you. You give someone else the power to control your emotions. But when you forgive, you break those chains and free yourself from the influence of the past. Forgiving is not a sign of weakness. It is an act of courage and inner strength. It doesn't mean you have to trust the person who hurt you again or allow them to harm you once more. Forgiveness is a spiritual choice. It is a decision you make between you and me. I invite you to leave behind hurt, sadness, and resentment, and to move forward toward the abundant life I have reserved for you. So today, son or daughter, I encourage you to release forgiveness. Close your eyes and say, Lord, I surrender this pain to you. I forgive because you have forgiven me. I want to be free. And know that in doing this, my love will fill you, heal your wounds, and strengthen you in ways you never imagined. Accept the grace of forgiveness. Without fear, guilt, or resentment, you are now ready to see and live your purpose with clarity and without distractions. The plan I have for you is unique and special. From the moment you were formed in your mother's womb, I had a purpose in mind. No aspect of your life is by chance. Every talent, every skill, and every experience has been carefully planned so that you can fulfill the mission I have laid out for you. And that mission is not something distant or complicated. It is a calling that is within the reach of your heart and your hands. I know that many times you feel lost, not understanding the reasons behind the experiences you've had. But allow me to tell you that every step you've taken, even those that seemed wrong, can be used for good within my plan. I transform even your mistakes into valuable lessons, creating opportunities for your growth and for a closer relationship with me. Your purpose goes far beyond achieving great things. It is about being someone who reflects my love in your daily life. It is being a light in the darkness. It is bringing peace amid conflict. It is offering hope to those who feel discouraged. It is impacting the people around you with simple actions that are full of meaning. Your purpose reveals itself in the small and large actions you take. It lies in how you treat others, how you respond to adversity, and the words you choose to speak. I created you to be a blessing wherever you are, whether at home, at work, in church, or on the streets. Your purpose is to be a channel of my love. What matters is not just what you do, but why you do it. When you understand the purpose behind your actions, every task, no matter how insignificant it seems, gains new meaning. You begin to realize that you are part of something greater, something eternal, something that I have prepared for you. Accept this grace. Remember that your purpose is not only a guide, but also a source of true joy. When you live according to my purpose, you experience a satisfaction that nothing in this world can offer. You come to understand that your life has real value, that your time here is not wasted, but invested in things that truly matter. Purpose brings clarity to your choices, to your relationships, and to your dreams. It becomes the compass that guides your path, even on the most challenging days. If you are questioning what your purpose is, start seeking me in prayer. Ask, God, what do you want from me? Why was I created? And I will answer in ways you may not expect. Sometimes the answer comes through an encounter with someone, a word that touches your heart, or even a desire that begins to grow within you. Don't wait for an extraordinary manifestation. I communicate in silence, in the small things, and in the serenity that fills your being when you are heading in the right direction. Remember that your purpose doesn't have to be something visible to everyone or worthy of applause. Often, the most meaningful accomplishments occur behind the scenes, in discreet actions that go unnoticed but create a lasting impact. It may be offering comfort to someone in pain, a word of encouragement to someone who is discouraged, or even praying secretly for someone without anyone knowing. What truly matters is your willingness to be an instrument in my hands, in any situation and place. I have called you to be salt and light in this world. This means you have been chosen to bring flavor and illuminate the environment around you. You are the one who carries my love, bringing joy and hope. Moreover, you are the one who shines, guiding others who are lost. Your purpose is simple yet profoundly significant: to make a difference. It's about leaving the world a little better wherever you go. At this moment, I invite you to share this video. Send it to those you know need to hear this message. When you share, tell them, God spoke to you today. Don't ignore it. Send it to as many people as you can. Together, we can impact millions. Now, with this space open, I want to invite you to an even deeper connection with me. I don't want to be just the God you seek in times of need, but the friend who is by your side in all circumstances. Remember that intimacy is not built all at once. This is a journey that unfolds continuously. It requires time, commitment, and authenticity. I desire for you to know me truly, to perceive my presence in every aspect of your life. And how can you do this? Through deeper prayer, which goes beyond mere requests and transforms into sincere dialogues. Open your heart to me, share your joys, your concerns, and your dreams. And remember that it's also important to listen. Often, you are so focused on your words that you forget to pay attention to my gentle voice, which always wishes to guide you. Accept this guidance in your life. Have you heard about the strength of meaningful action? It's not enough to simply hear my words and feel my presence. You must live in a way that the world perceives what is happening inside you. Every attitude, every choice you make can reflect the light I place within you. I want you to recognize the power that exists in taking action, stepping out of your comfort zone, and becoming an instrument of my love. When I mention powerful actions, I'm not asking for great deeds or something you consider impossible. The simplest actions, when done with genuine love, carry immense transformative power. A smile to someone having a tough day can make all the difference. A word of encouragement at the right moment can be exactly what someone needs to keep going. A sincere hug can warm the heart of someone who feels lonely. This is acting with power. However, don't be mistaken in thinking these actions are trivial. Every act of kindness you perform in my name is like a seed sown into the world. And that seed has the potential to grow and transform into something much greater. A gesture of love can impact one life, and that life, in turn, can touch others. You will never know how much one of your actions can influence someone. Therefore, don't be discouraged thinking your actions are insignificant. I want you to act with courage. There are moments when it's necessary to rise up and make decisions that require strength and faith. You may need to forgive someone once again, even when your heart is hurt. It may be necessary to reach out to help someone who has never returned your kindness. Or perhaps it's time to do something you have postponed out of fear or insecurity. Child, I will be with you in every step you take, in every decision you make. I will be your strength when you feel you can't move forward. Powerful action is not just about doing, but about doing with purpose. It's acting with the knowledge that every step you take is aligned with the plan I have for you. When you act according to my will, your effort is multiplied. I place my blessing upon your actions, allowing them to have an impact you can hardly imagine. What you accomplish with faith and love is not limited to the present. It bears fruit that goes beyond what your eyes can see. I also want to remind you that powerful action begins within you. Before acting in the world, you must act in your own heart. Let go of resentment, fear, and doubt. These emotions no longer belong to you. Replace them with love, trust, and hope. When your heart is filled with good things, your actions reflect that goodness. What I ask of you is simple, but it requires commitment. Do not procrastinate what can be done today. Life is short, and each moment is an opportunity to show the world who I am through you. You are my light, my voice, my extension in this world. So rise up, child, and act with the power that is already within you. I am by your side, and together we can accomplish great things. Receive this blessing. Subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so that you will be alerted whenever God has a miracle for your life. May God's grace be with each one of you. Amen.